afternoon, everyone. We're here at the place of Mr. Joe Denaro, flying with the Victorian Racing Pigeon Union, west of Melbourne. Good afternoon, Joe,
Oh, yeah.
and thank you for inviting us here at your place. Uh, Joe, what year did you start racing with pigeons?
1987.
1987. From since that time, have you been with the same federation?
Yes.
Um,
Yeah. I
and-
did 2 years with the WPF,
Okay.
but all the rest is with the union.
Okay. So, can you say that since you started racing, do you still have the same lines of birds?
Yes, I do. Yeah, from probably 89, 90. So I still do carry the same line of birds. Obviously with different pigeons in them, but yes, still carry the same.
Are they like the old Australian or?
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, okay. So your love, would you say is it 50% or 80% Australian old Aussie?
There would be probably 90 plus percent of birds here have got Aussies in them,
Okay.
and crossed with some different imports.
In terms of feeding, you are known to be to be a big advocate of using peas.
Yeah,
So is it true that you
Yeah.
are heavy? You say heavy on feeding peas.
yeah, I do feed. The reason being is low fat, and it's easier for me to leave them in the loft because I don't overgorge on them. And yeah, sounds weird compared to what everyone does, but most people probably load their pigeons up towards the end of the week. I just try to hold them. I load them up early in the week. I just try to hold them there towards the end of the week.
Okay.
Just more reason with work, it's easier for me because I leave food in the loft at all times.
Yep. So
Most of the times.
you were saying start of the week you'll be loading your pigeons with energy, and then you decrease it by the time you send the birds.
I don't keep them hungry,
Yep.
so I just want to hold them there.
Okay.
Yeah. If you get certain days, if they fly too long and that, and I feel that they need a little bit of energy, I can give it to them.
Yep.
But normally they don't burn the roof, so yeah, I'm not a heavy tosser. So it's just all light work.
Yep. So your peas, you give them like you have a hopper in your loft that they can eat every day.
Yeah, I use trays, but yeah, I try to make sure there's food there for the whole day.
Okay.
The only thing I leave in there is peas and barley.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. But race day, you said a while ago, you also put some rolled oats with the peas.
That's in their energy food, yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
In terms of the bloodlines you have here in the loft, what bloodlines do you use for like sprint, middle, and the long distance?
Hard to say. Most of my birds are crossed Aussie imports. So the imports that I use I get them from Steve
Sini.
Senior.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're cheap over there. And Hermans. My main imported pigeons are the Chadwick Jansons,
Okay.
which come in '88.
The first imports.
They were first imports. Yeah, they my main imports that I have in this lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where do they perform? What distance?
I only use them up to probably 400 miles.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as long as it's not too heavy. Yeah.
In terms of training, what training do you for the start of the season? What training do you do to prepare your birds?
I do a lot of short tossing, 28 kilometers, 20 kilometers. Yeah.
Is that a month before the main race?
No. I'm a late starter. So most berries, like there has been. I used to do it 4 weeks earlier, years ago. Now, like this year, for example, I started 1 week before.
Yep. Okay. So, but during the race, midweek, do you do mid toss?
Yes, if I go midweek. This year I went a little bit further.
Yep.
During the week, or even the weekends, but normally majority of my tosses are 28 kilometres.
Okay.
20 kilometres to 28 kilometres.
That would be at Beverage.
Yes.
Okay. In terms of this is a very good topic that you are very familiar of with long distance racing.
Yeah.
So do you reckon young birds could do 700 miles this race?
If you've got the right birds, yes. Yeah.
So do you?
Yeah, 600 miles, 700
Yeah.
miles.
So your main focus is with the bloodline.
Yeah, must have the blood. Unless it's an easy race.
Yeah.
Easy racing, you can get away with a lot of birds, but still got to be quality birds.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, in the long, hard day racing, yeah, birds are got to be good, 100%, and blood does come into it.
For like a race that would be 700 miles, for your criteria, would you have? Does the bird have to have raced like the 400 and the 500 before you send it to the 700?
Yeah, preferably that they need a good. I prefer to have them have a good fly. Yeah.
Yeah. Because this year I know you did really well with the 600 and the 500.
Yeah.
Those birds, are they young birds or?
No, 600, 500. There was only 6 home on the day. I got lucky enough to get the last one on the day at 8:30.
Yep.
She was a baby late bred.
Yeah.
600 was only 3 birds home on the day. I was lucky enough to get the last one in the dark. She's a 2-year-old, and I had the first one in the morning,
Yeah.
which was a baby cock.
Okay.
Yeah, but that wasn't a real hard race either.
With those birds that perform at the distance races for you, during the week before loading, do you just feed them peas with the oats?
No, that time of the year, they were virtually always loaded.
Ah, loading, yeah.
Yeah, at that time of the year, you don't hold back on food and that.
They eat what they want.
Yeah, must.
Yeah. Okay. And just lastly, what advice could you give to young or those who are just starting with the hobby, with racing?
Look, it's a very hard game. These days, I find it a lot harder for a lot of new flies these days than what it used to be, because there's a lot of sales of pigeons, and it's all works off pedigree, and I think a lot of people get caught with that.
Yep.
You just got to go to where you trust. I don't believe you should be spending big money on pigeons, because it's paper does nothing for you. I don't know, just be aware. Be aware. Don't get sucked in with all this pedigree and sort of stuff.
Yep.
So go to flies what got results. You're better off with them. At least you can have a chat with them, and just listen to everyone and just pick out what you want out of them.
Okay.
So biggest problem I think today is with the European system with feeding. I think a lot of people are overloading their pigeons, where you get caught. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, it's a hard one, but just find a couple of people that you really trust, and yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, Joe. And
No
that's
worries.
it. And good day.